No idea what happened. Just went. That's not good. Let's see if everybody comes back. Fingers crossed. Is anybody there? Anybody there? Oh, I see a few people. We're back on. I have no idea what happened. It just said it disconnected. And then I was left in the void. I'm really sorry about that, everybody. Hi, Chels. Slight technical difficulty here. Yeah. But I think we're okay. Hi, everybody. Hello again. Hi. Just wait for everybody to join again. Hope you're all having a good evening. Hope you've still got your drinks and that you haven't all just spilled your drinks when I closed this. Hi again. Hello. Hi, Tamsin. Don't know what happened there. Gremlins in the machine this evening, I think. We are back. We are live and in HD. Hi, Katie. Hello again. So we're about 83 people before. So I'm going to kind of wait until we get there. Yes, Ali, that gave you a good opportunity to grab the gin. So I did it on purpose, really. Okay, we'll just wait for everybody to join. We're at 70 now. That's good. It was the lack of Pims, Sophie. I absolutely agree with you. I agree. If we all had Pims, it would be different. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Michelle. Yes, I'm back. Hello. Hello. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It was, I mean, I was fine. It shocked me, but I had my drink, so I was okay. That's a good question, actually, that Chelsea's asking. We've done it slightly differently this evening. We've created an event and we're going live in the event. So I don't know if anyone has any thoughts about, does that make it easier for you to find us? Obviously, slight glitch aside. Do you like that? Do you prefer it? Let me know. Yep, I'm here. Hi, Pip. Hi, George. Hi, Aggie. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Carl. Carl is back. Louise says, nice haircut. Thanks. I've never appreciated a haircut so much in my life as I have this haircut. I almost cried when I saw my barber. I was like, please, I look like a microphone. Do something. All the fruit is fermenting. It's the fumes from the fruit that are kind of ruining the I don't know, the mechanics. Signal. I don't know, my brain's gone. Signal. The signal. Nigel's telling me signal. Nigel's in the background helping me. My husband is giving me words when I forget. Where is your champagne saucer from? So glad you asked, Louise. This is from Oliver Bonus. I love it. Hi, Gavin. First time caller. Hi, Gavin. Nice to welcome you here. Thanks for joining. Okay, so Patent Purple says she prefers watching live in the event. That's good. Good feedback. Thank you. Chelsea says, hi, Nigel. Hi. He's waving. Nigel just sits in the background with the dog and the cats and gets like kind of pointed glares from me when I get approached by an animal that looks like it might ruin the entire setup. So I'm just like, yes, have we got the Pims here? Okay, we're getting to 100. Let's start, because I could just sit here for hours talking about hellos and all that stuff. Hi, Rakesh. Nice to see you. Rakesh also says hi. Okay, let's stop paying eye to Nigel. Nigel's not the important one. It's me. It's all about me. I'm kidding. Nigel's great. Okay, so welcome to the Essential Scents April Fruity Box first live event. Woo! Yeah, Chelsea has a vision of Nigel as the cameraman. He's a very lazy cameraman currently because he's on the other sofa with a blanket and a pug. So I'm not entirely sure I will be employing him again. Nigel needs to be on the screen. We'll see if he agrees with that. I'm not sure. Pips is much easier to find us here in the event. And you've got a reminder from Facebook too. Brilliant. So I think the event sounds like it's a really good thing. Lynn saying she likes it as you have problems finding each time. That's brilliant. Great. Good feedback. So I think maybe we'll keep it in the events then. Do we get to say hi to the pets too? Yes. If they jump on me, you will get to say hi. Pugsley is just pugging around me. Ali's got the cat, got the gin ready. Everything you need. But you do also need your box. So if you haven't got your box, this is your opportunity to go and get your fruity box so we can sniff along. Because obviously your fruity box has got all of your samples in it. But more importantly, well, not more importantly, as importantly, it has all of your tester strips. So I'm just going to get mine out because I actually forgot to bring some more downstairs with me. So I'll go with those. Right. So, fruity fragrances, live reveal, A to D. Let's get started. So, if you're new, I'm just going to do my usual spiel about what Escentual Scents is, because I know there are a few people in the chat that have said they are new to Escentual Scents and this is their first time. Hello, welcome, thank you for joining. We have a very good time every couple of weeks when we do this. We enjoy it immensely, and I say that because I enjoy it and I know all of you do. So, Escentual Scents was born out of our love of fragrance here at Escentual. It's part of our heritage. We've sold fragrance for a very long time, and we have curated a wonderful collection of mainstream and niche brands that sell beautiful fragrances. And we kind of have this wonderful library of scent. If you look on our website, you can see so many different things on there from so many different brands, fragrances that do all sorts of different things and are new, exciting, fascinating, classic, wonderful, beautiful, brilliant, all of those adjectives. I could go on. So we wanted to kind of bring those to you and help you discover fragrance in a way that makes it easy because it gets sent straight to your home, but also allows you to explore it without the distraction of things like brand names or notes or packaging and things that, you know, we kind of get drawn to. And I think lots of the time people get very stuck in their ways and they like things from certain brands, which is fine. But we want to give you a new way to explore fragrance. Way of fragrance that just allows you to be guided by your nose and say, is this what I like? Is this something I do or don't like? And help you also learn about fragrance. It's meant to be educational. Currently, we're running through all of the fragrance families so that you have an opportunity to sort of find out what fruity fragrances are, what woody fragrances are, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we're doing, trying to educate you and get you talking about fragrance and get you interacting and chatting with each other, which is what it's all about. Danielle's saying that she just spent the last 5 minutes watching February's video by mistake and got annoyed that nobody was replying to the comments. Well, that makes sense. And I'm sorry if we were ignoring you on the February video. But we won't ignore you here today. We will not ignore you. So, how is the live going to run? Well, this is where I tell my lie that this is going to last for 30 minutes and then in about 3 hours, I will still be talking about the first fragrance. I apologize. We make a joke about it every time. It's what happens. So we're aiming for 30 minutes, but we'll probably be done, I would say, by about 9 o'clock. Depends on interaction, I would say. The really key thing to remember is there's no right or wrong. It's not just about guessing the fragrances, as much as that's fun. And if you want to just be in it just to guess what the fragrances are, you're welcome. And if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. There is obviously something interesting in each fragrance that leads you down the path to thinking it may be a particular scent. But whatever you smell is right. We all experience scent differently, but we've all lived very different lives and we've all had different experiences. So different fragrances and different notes will take us to different places. And if you say, you know, I smell lavender in this fragrance, it doesn't matter if there is no lavender in the notes on the website. If you smell lavender, it's there. So there is really no right or wrong. Whatever you feel and whatever you smell is right. That was just one of those glares. Like you see, I was giving Nigel because the dog is doing something in the kitchen. See how stealth that was? You didn't even notice. So we want you to interact in the Facebook group. It's really exciting to see everybody getting their boxes. It's really exciting to see people sharing selfies with their boxes and talking about the fragrances and giving us their impressions. It doesn't matter if you don't like the fragrance. We're as happy to hear about you not liking the fragrance as you are liking it. It's you know, this is all about finding what you do and don't like. Nigel is fine. Everyone's worried about Nigel. He's gone to sort the dog out because the dog was trying to, I don't know, do whatever in the kitchen. He was making noise. And yes, so I think the dog now has a carrot, so he's fine. Nigel is fine. No, Nigel has come to no harm. He's okay. So yes, please keep doing that. We really, really love to have those interactions. What's also really good is we want you to interact today on the live. Please give us your thoughts as we go, ask questions. Like last time, I have 5 boxes to give away for next month. So this month I have, on this live, 5 woody boxes to give away for the best comments and questions. And I'm going to do that very Oprah style like I did last time, where I'll just shout, you get a box and you get a box. And I'll get very carried away and excited because I'm a child. So if I do give you a box because of your comment or your question, please, after the live, message Escentual on Facebook to redeem that box. If you've already bought the woody box for next month, then that's fine. You can just have another one that you can gift to a family member or friend, Or an enemy, if you want to gift it to an enemy, I guess. You could also do that. You do you. I'm not going to judge. I think that might be a nice way to make peace, maybe, with your enemy. So that's all of the housekeeping out of the way. I know we're getting very excited for Woody. I'm excited for Woody. Woody is not this month. We've got to wait a little bit. Okay, I'm having a sip of my drink because I've talked a lot. Yes, I'm Hester, fully expecting that Woody is going to be full of innuendo because of the amount of times I'm going to have to say the words would and woody. But we've got a main thing again. Oh, okay, it cut out for a second there. I'm back. Okay. Gavin's very excited about the Woody box. Ali says, not truly mature enough to be talking about Woody boxes and fruity boxes. Yes, I feel you. I know your pain. Okay, shall we talk about fruity fragrances then? What is a fruity fragrance? Well, like floral, this is really nice and easy. It's a fragrance that celebrates fruit notes. That's what fruity means. It's fruity fragrances. But that doesn't include citrus, because citrus, or sometimes what they call the Hesperides, that's its own genre, really. Citrus comes on its own thing, and we will be doing a citrus box in the near future. And by near future, I mean next year. So, you know, there you go. So this is the domain of things like berries and melons and apples and pears and the stone fruits and the tropical fruits. There's really lots of different types of fruity. And what I think is really interesting about fruity is you've got things like woody fruity, you've got fresh fruity, you've got floral fruity, there's even got kind of gourmand fruity. And fruity is a real genre of overlap. And if you've watched the other lives, you'll know that I've talked about overlap in genres, like floral will overlap with green, etc., and other things. I think fruity is the one where there's the most overlap. And what I feel like the fruity fragrance family is almost a collection of all the fruity things from the other genres under one roof. So what it does is it grabs all of the different, the woody fruities, the floral fruities, the gourmand fruities, and then sort of collects together. And that's the fruity family. So it collects it all under one roof, and then you have the fruity genre, which has got so many different types of fruit with so many different accents, and it takes it in lots of different interactions and different interpretations. So I'm hoping everybody can still see me, because I saw some comments about it cutting out. I apologise. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm just going to stay on here as much as I can, because I think otherwise it's going to, I don't know. I don't want to start a new video. So it collects all of those different things under one fruity roof, and that's a roof I want to be under, to be honest with you. Any fruity roof sounds like a good place to be. So in this selection, we've got lots of fruity things that overlap with other genres. So we have fruity accents on florals, gourmands, woody, and more. But where do fruity fragrances come from? So I would say that fruity fragrances kind of always been here, but they were really big in the 80s. And I think if you think about fragrances like Poison, and it's a very venomous white floral dripping in purple fruit syrup. And those fruity notes in the 80s were kind of bolted onto these florals to make them bigger and bolder. They were like little neon signs that pointed in the direction of the wearer to say, look at me, I'm wearing something very luminous and beautiful and wonderful. Glad you can all hear me and see me. Fabulous, that's great. The comments are always a little bit behind for me, so I just like to check it every now and then. But the biggest time for fruit is now. I think ever since the early noughties, we've had loads of fruity fragrances. We've been, it's been like a Carmen Miranda festival of fruit. They've been in the norm in fragrances for a while. If you think about the fruity floral, that's a fragrance genre that has kind of reigned supreme for such a long time. And we know exactly what we mean when we say fruity floral. And we see fruit in celebrity fragrances, we see them in designer scents, and we see them even in niche fragrances as well. It's everywhere. And this box reflects most of that, I would say. So fruit is everywhere. Think of your shampoo and your cosmetics. Fruit is in those things. Fruit has really filtered down. You get fruity notes everywhere. Deborah said you bought Poison after Green Month because your very on-brand looks at floor. Okay, brilliant. Modern fruits really went into overdrive in the noughties. Completely agree. The time for fruit is now. Limited response. Okay, I can understand why your husband might not respond to that. We'll get him. He'll be one of us soon. Fruit, especially berry scents, has been a gateway to scent as their sweet, fruity, floral gives the tween vibes. Yeah, they're very accessible. I absolutely agree. So fruity fragrances are kind of an easy starting point. And I think they're kind of easy, pleasant smells that people like. What's the most out there fruit you have smelt in a fragrance? I don't know. Let me ponder on that because I need to think about that. Because I think the most out there fruity fragrance is actually in this box. I need to think about the most out there fruit. Things like dragon fruit are pretty weird. I think there was a Marc Jacobs with a dragon fruit in there. I think it was Dot. Maybe Dot had that. Anyway, so fruity fragrances. Fruit is everywhere. And this box shows you a cross-section of how fruity notes are used. The first half is much more mainstream and accessible fruitiness. And the second half goes a bit weird and wonderful. And I don't know if that's kind of your experience with these boxes. If this box particularly, if you feel like first half is more accessible, second half is a little bit more weird and wonderful. I don't know, what are your thoughts? Eileen says she liked all of the box this month. That's great. Hester grew up on Body Shop, Dewberry and Fuzzy Peach and is asking who grew up on those. I remember Dewberry very, very well. Fuzzy Peach, not so much. Patent Pepper likes Quince. Yeah, Quince is a nice fragrance note. It's juicy. Ben saying Dot has dragon fruit in the top. That's so well remembered of me and so well remembered of you, Ben. Thank you very much. Aren't we brilliant? What brilliant minds we have. Deborah likes Weird and Wonderful. Carl, as Fragrance 28, is saying he finds banana a strange note. Yeah, banana's a weird one. There are very few fragrances that use banana, I think because it's so specific. But I find you get banana in lots of florals. So in kind of a white floral, tropical floral, a lang fragrance, you might get a banana accent. Hopefully we've got some scents with grapefruit. Oh, you'll have to see. So those that are purposely rotten or overly ripe, like for example, Tom Ford Black Orchid, apparently has something in it that attracts insects in a good way. Okay, yeah, that kind of overly ripe thing is nice. I agree. Louise says she thought first four were all fruity and the last four were all WTAF. Yeah, there's a few WTAFs in here. First half is the mall and the second half is wild, a proper trip. Exactly. That's what I really, really like, is that we're kind of lulling you in with a full sense of security saying, here are some lovely fruity fragrances, and then wham bam, the rest half of the box is like, what's going on? Pip says Miller Harris Cadet is a bit banana. Danielle says Sally Hughes recommended a green banana scent a while back. Can't remember the name, but it was amazing. I'd love to know what that is. And anything Sally Hughes recommends, I'm on board with. I like Sally. She's great. Red currant, kiwi from Interlude Women is a really unusual fruit note. Yeah, we did Interlude Women in the Sheepra box, and that had a kiwi note, and that confused you all. Louise said this broadened her mind. Okay, brilliant. Okay, I'm going to move on. Shall I go into the reveal? I know this is the bit you want. I do all of this bit before just to torture you. That's all it's about. It's just, I have a sad life and I like to torture you. So let's go to fragrance A. So, if you want to get your fragrance A out of your box, here it is. There we go. Fragrance A. And I'm going to spray it on the strip and get ready. So what do we think of fragrance A? What do we think of A? Just trying to find the sprayer. Maddie says, I'm upset at myself because G is my favourite from this box and I just know it'll be niche. Sorry, Maddie. Not that I'm saying it is niche, but I'm sorry, Maddie. Okay, well, not all. No, we can't reveal all, Hester, because Escentual will have me. I'll be reprimanded. So Louise is saying she loves fragrance A, bubblegum. Gavin says A, 7 out of 10. It's a good score, Gavin. I'm not going to argue with that. So, George says grape soda and purple flowers. Maddie says very sweet. Stacey says reminds her of Lulu. Interesting. Kirsten likes the patchouli in A. Mia says she likes A but feels it's very now. Yeah, I get that. It's very current, isn't it? It's very modern. It's very like what people are wearing now. So A and B have something jarring for Lisa. Interesting. Kiwi loves it. Danielle says it's quite floral. Not going to argue with that. Aggie says reminded her of picking them in the woods when she was a kid. Is that a particular flower or berries? Fiona says smells like a sweet disguise with lynx and Elemis marine cream. Interesting. Red Door Elizabeth. Have you lost me? Am I back? I'm back. I think I'm back. I've lost a few people, I think. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello? Am I back? Am I back? I'm really sorry about this, everyone. I don't know what's happening. I'm back. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. There seems to be an issue with the connection this evening. I'm on my Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm really sorry. So I'm just catching up with the comments. We Wear Perfume A is so much better when it's dried down by about half an hour, then it's calmer and prettier. Yeah, you get a full whack of fruit in the opening, I think. It's quite bold, isn't it? Louise is quite heady. I don't know if I could wear it a lot. I'm back. Hi, everyone. I'm back. I'm back again. Renegade Master, D for damage up out to the people. That's me. I froze for a while. I'm really sorry. As much as I could glare at Nigel, he just looks at me to say, I don't know what's happening with the Wi-Fi. Please stop looking at me. I'm back. Okay. If I go, stick with it and I will be back. I'm not going to end the live unless it won't let me back at all. Hello. Hi. So let me talk about why I picked this fragrance. So I picked this because it was the first fruity thing I thought of, to be honest with you. When we were thinking about what we wanted to put in this box, I thought, well, this is the first thing that springs to mind because to me, it is just so wonderfully fruity, so wonderfully modern. And what a way to start a box with something really impactful and fun. So this fragrance, I know you're all going to tell me it's floral, and it is, but come on, this fragrance is just as much about fruit as it is flowers. Yes, it's a tuberose, it's absolutely a tuberose, and if you remember B from the floral box last month, if you joined us for that, that was a big waxy green menthol tuberose devoid of sugar. We talked about how it wasn't really that sweet. This is the opposite. This is a fruity bubblegum tuberose, and that's the fruity aspect here. It's bubblegum. That's what it is. It's bubblegum. Louise mentioned it's like the grape juice that you get in the US, and I've seen a couple of people mention grape and grape juice, so absolutely agree with that. Let's look at the comments. So Julie said that she got powdery sweets from A, but not much fruit. Kathy said it reminded her of Lulu by Casherelle, and we've also had that on the live this evening. Claire said she felt there was lavender in A, and Tina said that she didn't know what it was, but she loved it. And Katarzyna said she got a lot of wild strawberry. So for me, I get a lot of bubblegum. But for me, it's like a fusion of strawberry and watermelon because you've got this fruity, sweet, soft kind of fuzziness, which is the strawberry. And then this real like kind of almost like fresh aquatic quality, which is the watermelon to me. Those two things aren't written in the notes, but that's totally what I get from this. I get strawberry and watermelon. It's a little bit synthetic, which is what makes us think of bubblegum. It doesn't smell like fruits picked from the bush or from trees. It's just kind of like synthetic and strange. Bubblegum, is it a fruit? The bubblegum is a famous fruit. But obviously bubblegum is fruit flavored. That's what makes it bubblegummy. It's a little bit synthetic smelling, but it makes a statement. It's sweet but fresh. It's very juicy. It's got a beautifully sweet white floral heart. It's kind of tuberose, kind of painted pink, but there's like the patchouli aspect in it that comes later, this kind of sourness, this sharpness. Feels like black lace. It's like a delicate sharpness that cuts through all of the sugar. It's fruity, but it's not silly. And that's why I like this fragrance. It's a pair of jelly sandals in strawberry red. I'm back. Let's just cut everybody out. Everyone's having to keep rejoining. This is really frustrating. Sorry, everybody. Nigel is not playing Call of Duty. I've just asked him. I said, what's going on with the internet? He says the internet's fine. I think it's Facebook, honestly. I'm sorry. I think it seems to be dealing with the connection weirdly. I don't know why. You're all back. I did want to say that I wanted to give a box to We Wear Perfume because I really love the description of this as a pair of jelly sandals in strawberry red. So We Wear Perfume, if you can drop a message to Escentual on Facebook after this, DM them, and they will organise a box for you, or if you've already got the Woody box coming, a family member, friend or enemy, as I say. I'm really sorry that it freezes, guys. I'm going to power through with it, and I'm going to try and keep going as quickly as I can because I apologise that this is just being very annoying. I'm trying not to keep us... I'm going to try and keep us on this live. I'm really sorry. I'm going to try and keep us going. So with that in mind, I'm going to move on to the reveal of the fragrance because I don't want to get cut off again. So this fragrance is L'Interdit by Givenchy. So I think this is a fabulous fragrance. This came out in 2018 now. It feels like it was not so long ago at all, to be honest, which it really wasn't in the grand scheme of things. This is a fragrance created by 3 perfumers. The wonderful Dominique Ropion, who is one of the greatest perfumers of all time. He created Portrait of a Lady, he created Alien, he created Carnal Flower, all of those wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. Anne Filippo is another master perfumer, and then Fanny Bal, who is Dominique Ropion's kind of protege, and he's kind of working with her to train her and make her a master perfumer in the future. So what's interesting to me about L'Interdit is that it's not actually the original fragrance. It's an entirely new fragrance that holds the name of a classic. It was actually launched originally in 1957, and it was created for Hubert de Givenchy's friend and muse Audrey Hepburn, and it was a floral fragrance, really, really different kind of floral to this one. And the name L'Interdit means the forbidden, as it was meant only for Audrey Hepburn to wear. And there's a fun little tidbit about this. Apparently, Audrey Hepburn, even though she was Givenchy's muse and had been advertising the fashion, she was never ever paid for any of the adverts, and apparently even had to buy her very own bottle of L'Interdit, which I think is really interesting and very mean of Mr. Givenchy. I think that was mean of him. This has seen so many reformulations over the years, but the latest version is an entirely new formula. It's a new fragrance. They're not pretending it's not. They're saying this is something new. Mia saying Fanny Bal is a rising star. Absolutely, she's going to be one to watch over the coming years. This bottle shares a similar look to the original stopper bottle. If you Google original, the original bottle, it was quite similar. So I love this. This is L'Interdit. It's a lovely fruity tuberose that smells like bubblegum. What can you say? It's gorgeous. So if Fragrance A was a movie star, who would it be? I like that all of you you're very unhappy about Givenchy not paying Audrey Hepburn. It was an interesting thing that came up in my research. Naughty Hubert. Not very happy with that. What a bunch of tightwads. Indeed. Do you find you associate colour with the fruit? So if, for example, if the perfume is pale green, it guides you to green fruits. I think not necessarily just with fruits. I think, Jack, that's a really, really good question. I think of fragrance as colour, and I think we all do. I think that's a really good way to describe fragrance, is to say, what colour is it? So for me, this is like a neon purple kind of colour, or maybe like a neon blue. It's a very, very kind of bluish purple thing. And Jack, that's really great. You get a box. Woohoo! If you just DM Escentual afterwards, you'll get a box for you, family or friend or enemy. Just DM them. I think that's a really good question. And we celebrate wonderful questions. So Jack Cassidy, you get a box. Oh, Hester saying Alicia Silverstone. Yes. Oh, Maddie, good question. This is the Eau de Parfum, not the Eau de Toilette. So this is the original. And this is £62.45 for a 50ml Eau de Parfum. And currently on the website, you get a free 10ml of this for any purchase of L'Interdit over 50ml size and up. Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde. Totally get that. I completely agree. You're welcome, Jack. Enjoy. Givenchy were very generous. I imagine they are very generous now, Lisa. I imagine they have changed. Debbie Harry. Yeah, there's something a little bit punky about this. I quite liked that they used Rooney Mara as the face for this fragrance. I think that worked really, really well. I think that was... she's kind of got that dark, gloomy look to her, which I think works. Salma Hayek, Cameron Diaz. Yeah, lovely. There's some really good choices here. Rooney Mara, of course. Ben, what can we say? Rooney Mara is perfect. Audrey in the Little Shop of Horrors. Wonderful. I love that. Yeah. Rachel McAdams. Brilliant. Some really good suggestions. So, our first fruity box, Fragrance A, is L'Interdit by Givenchy, the Eau de Parfum, a wonderful bubblegum fruity tuberose. Big fans of that. Right, are you ready for B? Are you ready for B? Good. Okay, let me get my sample of B. Fabulous. Let's get B ready. So what do we think of B? Who's a fan of B? Who loves B? Here we go. Fragrance B. Bring it, Thomas. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm here. I've got B. I've sprayed. So Claire says, neon pink, sweet but cool, girl, kitschy in a cute way. I'm none of those things, but fully intend to wear this with pride. Fragrance can make us what we want to be. I love that about it. It can be such a wonderful thing. It's like wearing a superhero costume. So, I really like that comment. So Claire, I'm going to give you a box. Yay! Have a box for you or a friend, family, enemy, blah, blah, blah. Just message Escentual after this. They will they're taking note of names as well, I believe. So that's for Claire Medlicott. Enjoy. B smells like a young girl scent. B went really caramelly on me, which I love. Definitely gourmandy. Agree, Hester, it's very gourmandy. Louise says, although you prefer it on the test strip than your skin, it's light and sunshiny. Yeah, that's cool. It's always interesting when that happens, isn't it? When you like it on the strip, but not on you. Pineapple cubes. Very juicy, but a watery juice. Interesting. So, B. Let's talk about B. I loved, also, I just have to say, I loved in the question that Escentual put on about movie characters for this. And someone said Britney and Crossroads. And I thought that was wonderful. And I'm going to try and not spend too much time this evening talking about how Crossroads is a seminal masterpiece of modern cinema, because that's not what we're here for. So I'm going to stay well away from that subject, but it is true. Deborah says strawberries and cream. Mia says synthetic berries, reminds her of Trezor flankers. Interesting, yeah, I can totally see that actually. Essential. So I've got 3 to give away. Have I given away 2 or 3? I think I've given away 3 already. Jack, Claire, We Wear Perfume. I think I've given away 3. I think. Smells like rotten berries. It's like pink, sweet strawberries and very joyful. Okay, fabulous. So why did I pick this fragrance? I picked this one because it's the perfect example of a straightforward fruity floral. For me, this is what most people think of when they say fruity floral. And I think fruity floral is such a prevalent genre that it's important to note it in this box, because you wouldn't have, you know, such popular fruity fragrances without it. It's got a lovely intenseness of sweetness of fruit, so intense sweetness, but also that contrasting freshness of floral, which I think works really nice. It's also very gourmand. I think it's got a touch of gourmand there, which is indicative of how our tastes have changed over the years and become much, much sweeter over the last decade or so. It's very nicely done, but very mainstream fruity floral. So in the comments, we had Lisa, who said it was like bubblegum. Sue said it was pink and frothy, which I think is a really great description. Aline said she picked up the note of pineapple. Michelle called it candy shop sweet. And Angela said it was a pot of boiling fruit and floral jam. Some really evocative descriptions. Ali, I get major 90s Aquanet hairspray when I smell this. Interesting. Sherbet. Not Crossroads, the TV programme. No. No. To We Wear Perfume and to Gavin, not the motel. We're talking about Crossroads, the 2001 movie with Britney Spears in it. It is a masterpiece of modern cinema, and obviously I'm saying that with a lot of sarcasm, but it's a good movie. Melly says, smells like a child's had too many sweets, then gone on a bouncy castle. I mean, I love that. I mean, that's such a good description. Melanie, have a box for that. If you can please contact Escentual, blah, blah, blah. All that usual stuff. Melanie Fraser, have a box. I love that description. Yes, Rebecca's saying Crossroads is a genuine banger with social commentary, embarrassing singing at a piano, and a spoonful of Kim Cattrall. What more can you want from a movie, people? What more can you want? Okay, I'm throwing you off with the Britney references. This is not a Britney Spears fragrance. Okay, so let's smell it. For me, this is really tart and fruity. It's got blackberry and pear up top. It's sweet, berry-like, but it's also got a freshness to it. It's quite clear. There's something a little bit medicinal about this fragrance too. I think that the hyper sweet feel of it almost kind of reminds me a little bit of Calpol, and I'm not hating that. I quite like that. It's a big vibe. The floral note for me that's really strong in this is violet. It's got that sweet powderiness of violet, and that amplifies just the general juiciness of the fruit and the sugariness. There's also a gourmand element in here. It's vanilla, tonka and coffee. There's some warmth, some creaminess and some darkness. And it's a very well-rounded fruity floral. And whoever described it as being frothy, it was Sue, I think, said it was pink and frothy. I think such a good description, because there is a fluffiness to this, a softness of texture. It's creamy and it's pink and it's sweet and it's lovely. And I think it's very kind of what a fruity floral in 2021 will smell like. So, what is it? That's the key question. Is anyone else getting Bacardi? That's a good thing. I get that, Bacardi. I'm going to reveal now. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm going to take a dramatic sip of my drink. That's a great description. Amanda's saying this is a neon pink bikini left out to bake in the sun to dry. Wonderful. I often leave my bikini out in the sun to dry. Okay, that was 2 dramatic sips. I hope you clocked that. Okay, so this fragrance is the Only One 2 Eau de Parfum by D&G. So it's the only one, but like the sequel. The Only One 2. Like, I don't know, Scream 2, but a fruity floral. I don't know who made this as a perfumer. I looked online. I could not find for the life of me the details. It came out in 2019, and it's a lovely, easy, fruity floral. There you go. So it's the Only One 2 by Dolce & Gabbana, D&G. And this is £46.75 for a 30ml Eau de Parfum. And it's quite cute. I like it. So my question to you is, if this was a dessert, what dessert would it be? Is this a surprise as well? I don't think anybody guessed this one. I don't remember anyone guessing this one on the group. That marketing meeting, I must remember everything. They obviously, somebody checked out when they were naming it, let's be real. But the fragrance is nice. Claire's surprised she imagined a used cutesy brand. Melissa said I could never have guessed it because I've never even heard of it. So, okay, for the desserts then, marshmallows, crushed almonds, boozy tropical trifle. And now I'm just hungry. Why do I do this to myself? Every time I ask you a food-based question, I just end up really hungry. Eaten mess. I love an eaten mess. Popping candy. So what you realise now is if you say a food, you have to make me that food now. Tin pineapple with squirty whipped cream. Love that. I actually want to eat that right now. Do we have any tin pineapples in the cupboard? Nigel's saying no. So there's that idea out the window. Black cherry gâteau. Upside down pineapple cake with loads of vanilla. Deborah saying she's got this and likes it in the winter. I imagine it's nice and cozy and comfy in the winter. Monica hasn't tried this one before because she didn't like the Only One. Louise says it's pick and mix. Yeah, pick and mix is dangerous. I always get stung at the cinema where they do the pick and mix and they charge you by weight. Eyes bigger than belly leads to £17 on pick and mix. Okay, Chopper Chops Lolly. Alison has the intense version. It's very different. Interesting. Trifle. A dessert. Lisa says a dessert she does not want to eat. Lovely. Brilliant. Thank you. I'm suitably hungry now. And we are going to move on to C because the connection has seemed to hold and I don't want to jinx it. And I believe I've got one more box to give away. So let's see. Okay. So what do we think of C? Do we love C? Is it one you enjoyed? I feel like the general vibe in the group that was C tended to be one of the more popular ones out of this first half. So what were the actual fruits? Did I miss it? So they are listed as blackberry and pear and red berries in the notes. But for me, it's kind of, I don't know, I do get like a blackberry thing and the pear mostly than the red berries. Yes, Louise, I did fill the pick and mix bag at the cinema and it did get full. And I didn't realise that's what you weren't supposed to do. Patton Pepper says my first job was at the pick and mix counter at the local Woolworths. Brilliant. If you've got any left over, send it my way. Okay, C is lovely. C is the only one I mistakenly thought was citrus. It goes a bit toilet cleaner on my skin. It's definitely fresher and more sparkly, so I can see why you think that. George says C is brilliant. Larissa says C is quite generic. Okay, so we've got more of sort of like a polarizing kind of vibe going on. So let's talk about C. So after A and B, I wanted to go a little bit fresher to show you the fruity scents just aren't about sugar. They're not just all about the sugar. So C is more of a fresh floral, but I've even go as far as saying it's actually quite an aquatic floral because there is that kind of watery feel to it. And I think that's something that resonated with you guys in the feedback that I saw on in the group was that many people described it as being something much juicier and water-like. And see, George is saying it's mineral sea breeze. I saw a lot of that kind of thing. And I think C is a fragrance that amplifies the fresher, more golden and mouth-watering aspects of fruit. The main focus is pear, which I think is slightly different. We've gone from the berries at the beginning to something a little bit fresher. But it's pear, but it's a very M&S advert, dew slowly dripping off a pear. This isn't any type of pear, you know, this isn't just your normal type of pear vibe. That's really what I get from it. And there's also a bit of a woody thing that I'm going to go on to later. So let's take a look at what you thought. So Citizen Kane said it was oh so fresh after B and likened it to a Mediterranean evening. Pip called it tangy. Claire said she noticed some green facets, although she didn't like it overall. Hester said she got pear and melon at first and it faded to something reminiscent of the Body Shop's dewberry. Alison said it felt like a spring morning or a crisp white shirt, and she got very specific and said that it was a cotton shirt, not a linen shirt, and we like that specificity. I'm not even going to try to say it. We like that specificness. Okay, I'm going to spray C now because I want to talk about it. Getting some guesses in there. There we go. Jack saying she likes it as a room spray but not a perfume. I always find that really interesting actually as a view on a fragrance where you're like, I wouldn't want to wear it, but I would like my house to smell like it and vice versa. Mia says it reminds her of Jo Malone's English Pear and Freesia with something aquatic. Yeah. I have to introduce them all in the M&S voice from now on. Okay. This isn't just any type of fruity fragrance. This is an essential, hand-curated, #essential scents fruity fragrance. There you go. You can have that. So this is a juicy pear eaten by the ocean. It's sweet and it's filled with moisture. The sunlight reflects from the dew and it kind of creates a golden shimmer. And there's also a beautiful honey effect in there that I think adds a syrupy sweetness and a warmth underneath. You've got ambergris, which kind of amplifies the ozonic effect of the fragrance, but overall it feels clean, clear and refreshing. And the base coat's quite woody. And to me, actually the base is really massive with a material called cashmeran. So cashmeran is a woody aroma chemical. It's a polycyclic musk, to be specific, with an aroma that is somewhere between woods and musk. And it's often used in perfumes in relatively small amounts to amplify woody, aromatic, powder, musk and leather facets. But it also can be used in higher doses, resulting in novel effects. So cashmeran is a staple of perfumery, of modern perfumery. And it smells absolutely fascinating. It's warm and it's woody. It has a smooth, powdery texture, but it's also rich and resinous. And it has a pine-like quality to it that feels dry and arid. There are hints of leather and sweetness too, and with prominent musk and woody amber facets. Cashmere is quite a radiant material and it's very vibrant. If you've ever smelled Alien by Thierry Mugler, it's the thing that makes Alien smell like Alien. You'll notice it. If you ever smelled Alien and then smelled some cashmere, you'd absolutely realise it. So I have actually written a blog post on cashmere, which I'm going to put in the group because I think it'll be really interesting if you want to read more about cashmere. So I will put that in afterwards. There's a lot of cashmere in the base of this. It amplifies that golden effect, but brings a warm, woody and resinous quality. Claire says, is there aldehyde? I don't know, but there is a lovely sparkle and a fizzy shimmer, so there absolutely could be. Okay. No, the base just floats away from me, Amanda says. Okay, just scrolling back through because I was talking a lot then. This one disappears quite quickly. That's interesting. I would have thought that kind of cashmere keeps it kind of locked in because it's quite hefty. Fiona says Alien is a scent crime. How dare you? You're talking to the boy that owns a litre of Alien. I love it. But obviously there's no right or wrong. If you hate it, you hate it. That's fine. No judgment. Okay, let's do a reveal on this one then. We're near the end. So, this one is, drum roll please, dramatic sip. That's really good. That is really good. I love Chambord. So lots of comments about how this is a bit more fleeting, and I think it's just a lighter fragrance. Okay, are you ready? So C is, and it has got quite the long name, so let's see if I can do it. This is L'eau d'Issy, Pure Pétale de Nectar, Eau de Toilette by Issey Miyake. This is also created by Dominique Ropion and Fanny Bao, and it also came out in 2019. It's got notes of honey pear, of sweet rose, sandalwood, ambergris, and cashmeran. And it's £33 for 30ml eau de toilette. And this is kind of a flanker of the original L'Eau d'Issy, but it's really far, far removed from that. I think it's just one of those flankers that kind of uses the name rather than anything else. But they've done some really nice fragrances, I think, from Issy. They recently did a lovely wood fragrance for men. They did a really lovely rose fragrance, Rose and Rose. They're doing some interesting things. So there you go. It's got a lovely bottle as well. There it is. Say the name again. Okay, it is L'Eau d'Issy, Pure Pétale de Nectar. Said in my best French. Thank you very much. Je suis français. Eau de Toilette by Issy Miyake. And Lisa, you did guess it, and I skipped over your comment because you guessed it, and I wasn't going to read it out before I revealed it, but you did get it. I did see that. Sophie says Rose and Rose was really nice. Rose and Rose was back in one of our original Essential Scents boxes, wasn't it, Chelsea and Karen? I think we did that as one of the blind ones when I was doing the blind test and I didn't know what they were. And I was kind of like, oh, I need to know what this is. Ben bought this for his mum for Christmas. She loves it but rarely wears it because my dad isn't a fan. It's a perfect opportunity for you to reclaim that present, Ben, and wear it yourself. Love the cushion. There's a pug cushion. Yes, that's a lot quieter, less smelly version of my pug. Claire couldn't write fast enough. We will be posting these all afterwards as well. 2019 it came out. Yep. Yes, L'Eau d'Issy was brilliant back in the day. Love L'Eau d'Issy. We were big fans of that. Nice skipped. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm a man of many talents. Okay, let's move on to D because we've only got one left. Let's do it. No, question. If Fragrance C was a holiday destination, where would it be? And who are you taking with you? That's my question, very quickly. Fragrance C was a holiday destination, where would it be? And who are you taking you with? Who are you taking with you? I think the Prosecco is taking effect now. Does it remind you of Davidoff Cool Water? I would say it's less, it's much sweeter. There you go. Chelsea's updating the announcement as she goes with the reveals. She's brilliant, that Chelsea. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Kasia says she thinks she will treat herself to this because she loved the original L'Eau d'Issy. Brilliant, I love it. Lisa, was there a similarity between A and B? There was something in both I didn't enjoy. I think they're just both very sweet, fruity florals. So I think sweet, fruity florals, maybe not your thing, Lisa. Claire says, I'm going to this is the Isle of Wight and I'm going on my own. Good. I feel that. That's a vibe. That's a mood. Mediterranean taking Melanie Fraser. Capri with George Clooney. We'll ask no more questions, Sean. We will ask no more. Carl says Greece with Claire from Steps. I don't even know how to unpack that, Carl, but you are a wonderful human being. Carol says somewhere tropical, Norway in the summer, Cornwall. Brilliant, lovely. I'm going to move on to D because I don't want to keep you too much longer. So, D, yay or nay? Are we fans? What do we think of D? Who is a fan of D? In fact, let me get a sample. I was reaching for my drink and not my sample. I think I've got my priorities all wrong. I'm going to give this one a really good spray. Gavin's going to the tropics with pina coladas and his husband. Brilliant. Hope you have a lovely time. Louise says, this is the Lake District with me, babes. Oh, I see you there, babes. You're driving. Okay, D. Louise says, yes. Susan says, opens with shoe polish. Love it. So, D. Okay, here we go. I think D is the greatest modern fruity fragrance there is. You can fight me on this, of course. I am ready to fight and argue with you. I've recommended it to so many people and they've all loved it. I think it's so unique and fun. It's kind of flirtatious, but it has lots of serious things going on. It doesn't feel silly or frivolous, but it's got a sense of humour. And this celebrates fruit, specifically cherries, and flowers, specifically rose, but also some wonderfully dark things too. So there is contrast. It's a modern classic. I'm calling it now. I think in 50 years' time, this fragrance will be viewed as a classic. There you go. So let's see some comments. Sue said black cherries and vanilla. Danny said dark berries. Lisa said it was her favourite with sweet artificial cherry, powdery musk and licorice. Louise said this was her favourite perfume ever and if she's got it wrong, she clearly has no sense of smell. So for Louise's sake, I hope she got it right. Sean left a really lovely comment, which I'm going to read to you. And she said, there's a lovely shop in Barbados that sells art, local crafts, books, candles, homeware and pieces of wooden furniture. So possibly my most favourite shop ever. Scent D instantly transformed me to that light, cool shop with so many beautiful things. I think that's wonderful. I love how fragrance can transport us. And I love that D took you there. So, for me, This is such a fizzy fragrance. It's like a soda pop. You've got lots of cherry soda up top, but also you've got those nice, beautiful glacier cherries. It's bright red cherries glazed with syrup. And it's roses made with sugar petals, and the contrasting darkness of licorice adds a touch of anise or aniseed, but there's also smoky black tea, adds an inky richness in there, whilst patchouli just amplifies the overall fizz of it all. And there's a hint of something cakey in there. I just think it's a masterpiece. I'm obsessed. So Renee says hints of almond. Adele says cherry, and I think I own a bottle. You may well. Crystal says, surprised it's a new fragrance. It smells very old. Interesting. I think it's kind of a modern twist on a classic theme, really. Alison says didn't do much for her. George says, when I got the cherry and rose notes from D, I like it, but not when I get the overly sweet creamy vanilla. It gives me a headache. Kashi says eucalyptus and cherries. Lots of interesting things. Karen says she adores it. Pip says it smells dark like Chanel Rouge Noir nail polish. Yeah, there is something kind of nail polishy about it. Okay, are you ready to know what it is? I'm just going to jump in for the reveal because I'm excited. Okay. Amanda says this is a trifle one, really nice with all those textures and layers. Melissa says I was really overpowered by the licorice on my skin, but I love the beginning. Jack says I'll buy this one. It better not cost an arm and a leg. I've bought too many perfumes lately. This one does not cost an arm and a leg, and that makes me happy to tell you all. Something woody in the dry down, absolutely. Maria says it feels like you've dipped your spoon in a jar of freshly made cherry jam while sat in the garden with blooming pink roses. Maria, lovely. You've just got yourself a box. Enjoy! You get a box! Please just message Escentual to sort it out. Rebecca says we're feeling cherry coke over here. Absolutely. It's not Lost Cherry. No, Lost Cherry does not have a patch on this wonderful thing. Okay, this fragrance is La Petite Robe Noire by Guerlain. This is the Eau de Parfum. It is the original. I'm going to say original because I have a story to tell you. Came out in 2012 and was created by Thierry Vasseur. It is £46.75 for 30ml. And it is wonderful. So can I just show you how much I love this fragrance? You may or may not recognise this. Let me just pick it up. But this is the original La Petite Robe Noire that launched as a Guerlain boutique exclusive in 2009. I bought this on holiday at the Guerlain boutique in Epcot. My husband and I had a massive argument about the cost. It was over £100 and I wanted to buy it. Ultimately, I won despite the argument. And I remember thinking at the time that Guerlain had really missed a trick by not releasing this as a mainstream fragrance. I just like, why haven't you done it? It's just so mainstream, it would sell like hotcakes. Turns out that they thought the same, and actually they relaunched it in 2012 as a mainstream fragrance. And I think this is something they've also done with Mon Guerlain. Mon Guerlain, which came out a few years back now, was actually tested as a boutique exclusive as a fragrance called Mon Exclusive. So I think they kind of cleverly test it on in the market at their boutiques to see how well it does and then relaunch it. So actually this fragrance smells slightly different. This one, the original, isn't as fizzy as the current Eau de Parfum. It feels a bit more smoky and gourmand, and it has this glazed pastry vibe. And I actually think I prefer the new EDP, the one that is in the box and the one you can get on the website, because it's fizzier, it's more fun. I like it more. But I also have the Pure Parfum, the Extrait, which smells like cherry pie. I really love Le Petit Robe Noir, honestly, can you tell? I love this. This comes in a tiny little dinky bottle with a stopper. How cute is that? How cute is that? There you go. And then what else do I have? I also have this couture version, which is now discontinued, but was a lovely kind of apple chypre thing. Very strange. And I also have, keep going. I have the Intense, which basically smells like blueberry candy floss. So I have so many La Petite Robe Noirs, and I love them. So I love La Petite Robe Noir, and I'm so happy to share it with you. And that's why it had to be D, because I knew it would be the first ending of the live. It would be the end of the first live. And I wanted to share something that I really love that is fruity and fun. And there you go, it's Le Petit Robe Noir. I think it's wonderful. And it was worth the argument with my husband. There you go. He's frowning at me in the background. He's still angry about that. Daniela's saying she used to have Black Perfecto. Love that. Brilliant. Black Perfecto is more similar, in my mind, to the original. I really do love Le Petit Red Noir, Gavin. I really do. I just think it's really funny that Guerlain released a fragrance called La Petite Robe Noire, the little back dress, before Chanel. And that's very much Chanel's thing, the little back dress. So I think they probably were very angry about that. Parfum is amazing layered with the EDP. Yes, Carl, layer the Parfum with the EDP. It's amazing. So Thomas, am I a fan? Well, do you know what? I don't really have any strong feelings about La Petite Robe Noire, I'll be honest with you. Okay. That's that. I'll leave you with a question. If Fragrance Tea was a fashion house, which house would it be? You can think about that. I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm just going to do a few little housekeeping things to wrap up. This has been fun as always. We reveal the next 4 fragrances E to H on the 29th of April, 2021 at 8 p.m. Hopefully we'll have a few better connections then. Woody box is still on sale. That's on sale until the 3rd of May. After that, we release our new box, which will be June's box, which is our new 2021 launches. I'm so excited for that box. Keep interacting in the group. Keep using everyday language to describe scent. Leave a review on the product page for Essential Scents if you want to. That's entirely up to you. It's been really, really fun. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us and for discovering the first 4 fragrances. If you're a winner, please DM Escentual so you can get your boxes for next month. I'm just going to scroll back through to see if we had any fashion houses. We've got Primark. Is that why Nigel kept dropping the connection? Because of the argument? Yes, it was all Nigel's fault. I can smell it on the blotter after spraying it only 5 minutes ago, though. Oh, maybe try it on skin, Maddie. See if it lasts better on skin. Angela loves the couture version as well. Oh, I'm glad that this is your favourite. Enjoy it. Could do a whole box on these, absolutely. I mean, there are so many Le Petit Robe Noir flankers. The only one that escaped me, they did a green version a while back, which I think was like a fresher version, which had pistachio in it. That was really, really cool, but I never got around to getting that one. Thank you, everybody. This has been lovely. I'm going to end it now. We'll reshare this on the page. We'll share what the fragrances were. If you do decide you love any of the fragrances, if you do pick any of them up, let us know. It's always great to see if anybody's bought and enjoying the fragrances. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 29th of April, where we will go a bit more weird, a bit more wonderful with E to H. Thanks, everybody. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you soon. Bye.